Michael was merely 15 years old when the terrible rage came to an end. It came to an end suddenly and unexpectedly, and gave him barely sufficient time to catch his breath. It was a warm August evening, some last vestige of high summer present in the atmosphere. The day had stretched lazily from dawn to dusk and filled each hour between with a sense of strange anticipation. Insects gave up their buzzin' and botherin', finding respite from insect business in the deep-shadowed eaves of barns and haylofts. It seemed as if the world and all it offered had come to some unspoken and tacit consent that no manner of work would be undertaken on a day such as this. It was still too darned hot, there was too darned little air, and a cool breeze was something so indistinctly remembered that it might have been a figment of universal imagination. Such was this day. Quiet, slow, airless, and as dry as bones. And so the terrible rage came to its conclusion. Yet had you asked Michael if such a thing was expected, he would have eyed you with an expression as revealing as a pail of milk. And had you told him that his mother would be the one to bring it to an end, he would have called you a barefaced liar. So, telling it as it occurred, so very different from the embellished narratives that would later be spun by those who had no business spinning such things, this was how it happened. Michael Travis was an only child, born on Tuesday, May 10th, 1927, born of two people who should never have wed at all. But small-town Midwest farm life being what it was, there was a narrowness of view and an ever-present yearning to see the end of being alone in such a vast and wide-open flatness. There was the earth and the sky, merely 2 or 3 kinds of weather in between, and not a great deal else to discuss. People fell in together by default, by external determination, by the divisive collaboration of those possessed of vested interest and ulterior motive. This was Flatwater, Nebraska. It sat within a stone's throw of the Howard County seat, St. Paul, and, as such, no different from a million other American towns, where happiness found sparse and awkward welcome in the lives of its residents. So Michael's mother-to-be, Jeanette Alice Cook, her simple cotton house dress decorated with a handful of self-embroidered flowers, married James Jimmy Franklin Travis on Wednesday, December 15th, 1926, in St. Paul. Though Jeanette did not yet show her pregnancy to any great extent, the mere fact that her first and only child was born but 5 months later explained the actual necessity to marry. For neither the Cooks nor the Travises, presently or historically, had ever owned anything worth a hill of beans. Jimmy Travis was predictably drunk for the occasion, and proceeded to drink so much afterward that he could not perform his husbandly duties on the marriage night. Jeanette sat in the bathroom of their apartment and cried for a little while, and then she steeled herself, told herself that all would be well, that Jimmy would change, that fatherhood would do him good, and she prayed that she was right. She was not. Fatherhood did not suit Jimmy well, and whatever Jeanette might have believed her husband to be, he was far worse. Jimmy Travis was a bull-headed, bigoted, misogynistic asshole of a man. His own father had described the teenage Travis as 100 pounds of raw hamburger with a charming sense of a fence post. Soon after they were married, Travis angled and maneuvered his way into a foreman's position in a migrant labor camp out near Flatwater. He got the job because he could drink and tell dirty stories. He got the job because he had no problem kicking Coloreds and Poles and Germans and Czechs. It was a hard decade, no question, and the camps that sprang up across the Midwest were merely depositories for those who could still heft an axe or swing a hammer.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.